All right. So now I
Now
think
we have this game against Parma. Parma in that time was junior world champion. He became junior world champion in 1961. The same championship where I was leading the world tournament, and finally the last two rounds, somehow without much experience, I allowed him to become world champion because I forced too much against the Soviet player instead of making a draw and becoming world champion without any problem. I refused draw, and finally I lost the title.
so. You
So
you become
okay,
second,
I
and
was second, and 2 years later in Yugoslavia I became also world champion. Huh? But
junior world champion.
okay, here the game was very interesting because Parma was also a very strong grandmaster and very well prepared theoretically. And this is a very complicated position from Sicilian, the so-called Marozzi variation for white with c4 and knight c3. And the move order is very important. You see, here black takes immediately in d4, which is probably okay. If he played bishop g7, bishop e3, is always a little bit better for white. Every variation is better for white. So now he took in d4, d6. Here, the first moment, instead of bishop e2, probably the best. Now everybody knows. You see, theory. The best move order for
I don't
white.
know.
Yeah, the move order for white, the best is like this. Instead of bishop e2, bishop e3, bishop g7, bishop e3, bishop g7, f3. Okay, bishop e3, bishop g7, f3, castle, and after castle without bishop e2, queen d2 back. And this is okay. This is a little bit better for white. This move order. With bishop e2, normal, but not so much for white. White has a little bit, but not so much. The other one is better. Okay, so bishop e2, bishop e7, g7, bishop e3, normal. Everything is very normal. Castle, and now you have to move back with the queen, you see? And now queen a5, again, move by move. No, bishop e6, pardon. Bishop e6, rook c1, and now queen a5. And now again, move by move. b3 and rook c8. All right, so after rook c8, castle. Now everybody wants something. Black on the queen side, white immediately f4, f5, this strategy. So immediately here, black plays b5. So again, what to do? F5, of course. F5. Now, if you take in F5, it's very dangerous for black, of course. Probably lost already, because if he has time to open and then bishop h6, very, very dangerous. So, okay, bishop d7 is okay. Now he took there, move by move. And now it starts c5. Okay. c5 gives a pawn for a very strong initiative, very strong. Now, if you take in c5, he had time to play e5 and you lose something.
Okay.
This is the idea, for black.
Yes.
So, of course, starting from here, the game is very interesting because it's very tactical. As I told you before, Parma was a strong grandmaster and very well prepared theoretically. His trainer was Matanovic, one of the best Yugoslav grandmasters, and they analyzed together. Everything in theory was analyzed. Home analysis.
So he was
So
very well
he
prepared.
was very well prepared. So starting from here, Black tries to give something for a very strong initiative. I mean, Black wants to attack, himself.
So
So
the same
he
tactic for Tal and for
the same. I mean,
Tal.
he accepts the challenge. Okay, if you want to attack me, I try to attack you. So that's the idea. So right. So after Bishop f3, he takes in c5, and now e5, and now after e5. He could play, for instance, here instead of knight g4, b4. Very complicated, but okay, he accepts and he plays knight g4. So white has to take the rook, of course. Now look here. Now he took here. Now white has rook up, has material, rook up. But he has to be very careful because the position is very dangerous. It seems very dangerous. He attacks in h2. He wants to take back in a8 with very good compensation for exchange, And in the same time, he wants to take in e3, and when you take back with the queen, you lose the queen after bishop takes, bishop d4. This is the threat.
Yeah.
So how to react? You have to do something very quickly. Bishop d5, okay. No, bishop d5. And now, what did he play? He played knight takes there, yeah. And now when he took there, he took in e6, of course. No? He couldn't take in e3 because he loses the queen after
Yes.
bishop there.
Yeah.
No? So now rook d8. Again, what to do? You can't take in e3 again. Now the only good move is queen f2. And now f5. Now again, it seems very dangerous for white because he threatens bishop d4 and he wants to take also back the piece in e6. Well, the piece. I mean, exchange. He's exchange down, very, very strong initiative. So again, move by move. Queen e2. Now what to do? If you take in c3, he has time to move the bishop. He takes in f5 and you are lost with black. See?
Yeah.
He opens the position and you are lost. One move is enough to open completely the position. Without exchange, and if you don't have any threat immediately with black, you have very bad position. You know? So black has to play something very quickly, but is already unpleasant. Black is in a worse position here. See? So after bishop d4 check, king h1, he took back. And now he took with check, king g7, and now knight e4. Now, okay, white could play something very quickly, and he has better chances, of course, exchange, you know, and the compensation is not enough. Well, queen c7, it seems the best move to do, but okay, again, it was move by move, because if you are not careful, you know, black threatens immediate win. Instead, if the knight is still in e4, he threatens here, queen takes h2 mate, you know. You have to take, and rook h8 mate, you know.
Yes.
So it's move by move again, you know. So knight g5 is very good. He threatens queen f7 check, or the queen somewhere, and at the same time he can defend the idea, you know. If now you taking h2, is not mate anymore because it has
The knight.
Knight h3.
Yes.
So one move is enough. So we have to do something, and the only move is rook f8. And now again, the last surprise, queen takes f5 and black resigned. Now if he gives the queen, but he takes back the queen with the knight e6 check, and black resigned. Everything is forced, you see. Move by move. Tactical, you know, everything tactical, but okay. Tal, as always, he was first. You know?
The master of
yeah, I mean, very beautiful game.
tactics.
You know, very probably, but in one moment, black could play a little bit better somewhere, you see. But it was very, very complicated, and he accepted, you know, a very complicated game. And finally, we had the result from, you know,
nice,
from their encounter, you know. But at least Parma accepted, you know, the fight. I mean, he wanted to do something himself. Okay, it didn't work, but against Tal, you could lose anyway somehow. You say,
especially in tactics,
yeah,
I guess.
Especially in tactics, he was very strong. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You see.